What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some expectations for this upcoming week, what might cause some volatility in the stock price, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, this upcoming week is going to be a pretty volatile one. So you have a couple of Fed speakers throughout the beginning part of the week. Then you have the dreaded CPI on Thursday, initial jobless claims, and also PPI on Friday. Specific to Lucid though, this is what they are doing. So some of the events, so it looks like they're going to be in the Massachusetts studio and in Georgia as well. But aside from that though, I think everyone and their dog is just waiting for Lucid's numbers, and most likely it'll be coming out in the early part of the week, either Monday or Tuesday. And that's just based on historical data. Typically, it's kind of just over, slightly over 1 week is when they submit it after entering into Q4. So like I said, early part of next week. I've already gone over some expectations. So I do feel in Q3, they did roughly around 2,100 in deliveries, 2,000 in production. If that is accurate, then I feel like the market is going to take that as a pretty big success. And most likely they'll be announcing their earnings on November the 7th, or at least give or take 1 day, only because pretty much they've always copied Rivian, the date of their earnings, and Rivian just announced it on November the 7th. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see as far as that, but I'm cautiously optimistic. Keep in mind Q3, Lucid did kind of tentatively warn that it was going to be seasonally low. So once again, I think the expectations going into Q3 were rather low. So kind of a good opportunity for it to really go up. Aside from this and their numbers, it is just going to be coming back down on the data points. So like I said, CPI, PPI, near the tail end, you start to have the big old banks. So Wells Fargo, JP Morgan. So yeah, that could be a very interesting time as well. A lot of that will instantly translate to rate cuts. And like I've stated, I feel like tail part of last week and middle part, you had a lot of pricing out of the 50 basis points. So for the November 7th, given all the strong data, now there is a 97.4% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut. So in reality, that's kind of what Powell somewhat alluded to, a 25 and then 25 for the December, but still, I think 100 basis points in 2024 is a pretty big success. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that. But aside from all that though, this picture has been floating around and causing a lot of I guess euphoria or whatever, hype. And so ultimately you do see 5 gravities, and a lot of people are questioning exactly where they are designated for. Some individuals, pumpers and whatever, are saying it's for crash testing. It's not, even though I don't know where Let's Go Lucid did get this from, but there's been videos of Lucid testing the gravity. And as what Peter already stated, the whole homologation testing was done at the tail end of summer, so around August, and that matches with what Lucid put out. So it is not en route for crash testing. Most likely these are designated for showrooms, so studios. So yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts on that in the comments below. But regardless though, good stuff. It kind of goes to show that the gravity is very, very close to coming out. And aside from that though, with all the good data that's been coming out, I feel with possibly this week, bank earnings starting off, then you have CPI and also PPI. When I've talked on the big rotation, I feel like that might be the precursor for it to kind of start. And in case you guys don't know, similar to 2020 to 2021, as there was big money getting out of money markets, moving it back into equities, that did cause a lot of the broader market just to go up like crazy. So I kind of anticipate a similar scenario to happen possibly in 2025. And with all this good data starting to come out, it's bound to happen. And so that's kind of a good thing for just the broader market and Lucid, because just going over here quickly, in case you guys weren't invested in Lucid in 2021, it went up like crazy. And a lot of stocks had a similar type of chart right here, but yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on that. But as far as this week, there is a lot of opportunity for shorts to continue to double down and cause, once again, A lot of volatility. Even on Friday, shorts increased to 628,000 shares. 30.64% of the free float is being shorted. So I think their goal is just to suppress Lucid on a technical level, and regrettably they've been very successful on that. But based on this, the all-time high short interest was hit on April 23rd, 2024, and that was 32.58%. So I feel like that is at least their target, but still, I've brought this up in the past and I seem crazy by saying it. I get some comments like, oh, that's normal, they're not productive and whatever. But to actually produce something where there is demand, maybe it's arguable like the level of demand, but still for something to actually have demand and produce something, for it to be shorted 31%, that is kind of crazy. But aside from that, though, just anticipate them to be fairly active this week. This is the current for the calls for the open interest for Lucid. So with it closing below 350, you're not going to see market makers have to cover anything whatsoever. And even looking at the open interest as in its entirety, just the overall volume is going down. So maybe Lucid's not getting or not becoming as popular as it once was for options, and this is a very telltale sign of that. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts and if you guys are doing options or whatever else. But right now with it at $3.34, it is slightly below this S1, so trading between this S2 and this S1. So 316 is going to be the strong support. So far that hasn't been touched, at least in the last couple of weeks. And then $3.38 is going to be kind of like that pivot for the next strong resistance / target. On the actual chart itself, just to pull that up, it's kind of just wedge bound between that 50 and 100 day moving average. And as I've stated, it will probably stay within that range up until Lucid's Q3 numbers, when they do disclose that, whether that be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. That'll either push it higher or break it down. Again, you're going to have shorts constantly knowing that they want to break it below that 100-day moving average just to break it on the technical stance. But yeah, Lucid is very heavily manipulated, and yeah, it is what it is. That's what happens, I guess, with a primarily heavy retail driven stock. And then you get a lot of just pumpers essentially on Twitter and whatever else, such as this individual that I've been calling out quite a lot. But yeah, I don't know. I think all in all, Lucid's numbers are going to be, like I said, fairly good with a lot of the data points coming out. I think that might actually be able to push it to kind of the higher percentile once again. But no matter what though, my crystal ball sometimes is not correct. So I think if you are investing in Lucid, a lot of my videos are oriented towards short-term activities. But if you are investing in Lucid, kind of have to think bigger picture and just anticipate a lot of volatility, right? Lucid's been very volatile over the last little bit. And yeah, if you pretty much got in 2022 or 2023 with the mentality of long-term, you'd be down quite a lot. So you just have to kind of adjust with risk tolerance and whatever else. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. It does give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So the link to this is in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you guys watching.